Welcome back to the No Name Podcast. Why am I so monotone, you may ask? I don't know. I was just born like this. I just sound annoying. It's like in my DNA. Some people wake up and they're great and they don't sound monotone. But this is as good as it gets with me. Like, I'm excited right now. I bet you couldn't tell. It's just how I sound. I have to tell people, like, I don't think they believe my actual feelings. I think they misinterpret it. I called Will the other day and I was just like, hey, Will, how are you doing? Just checking on my buddy. Just want to see how you're doing. He's like, Tone, what's wrong? Are you quitting? Did someone die? No, man. I just want to see how you're doing. I love people, man. I can't help it. I think I have this like undying belief that people can be fucking great. So I spent all last week just walking around telling all of like the people I talk to, like, we need to stop seeing the potential in people. Really. I had one too many conversations last year where I was like, but they're a good kid, you know? They're trying. They're doing the best they can. They're not a bad person. I made a lot of excuses for people's behavior. Ugh. Damn you, Scuba Steve. You did it again, boy. I did. That's how I show love. I protect people by making excuses for them. That's not protecting people. That's insanity. By seeing the potential in people, you are failing to see who they really are. You miss the big picture. You miss what you're supposed to see because you're too busy creating things that you want to see and believe you can see. I failed people this year. I failed me more than anything because I believed that people could be something that they were not. Because I wanted to protect people. I want to have community. I want people to get together again. I want people to have fun, man. I don't think it's a big ask. It's not a big ask. I just woke up from like the fattest fucking nap of my life. And when I woke up, I was just like kind of laying there on my couch, thinking to myself like, so this is what it's like. The older you get, you're just tired. You do anything. I mopped the floors today, so I have a reason to be tired. But man, I would have been wiped out without mopping the floor. On the days where I do the least are the days where I'm the most sleepy. Like, do I take too many naps? There's no such thing as too many naps. If anyone tells you that you're taking too many naps, you need to see that person for who they are. They're a terrorist. They are bringing fire and brimstone to your life, and you need to get rid of them. Because there's no such thing as too many naps. Nap away. Snorlax. Gotta catch them all. ZZZ. Over the moon. I want to count some sheep, baby. I don't want to think about what the hell's going on around me. There's like conspiracy theories and people hiding from the government. People not paying their taxes. Shit. People are doing weird stuff out there. Especially as we get closer to the inauguration of the one and only Donald J. Trump. I've heard it all. I don't think you've heard it all. I don't think you have. Everybody thinks they know everything. And that's a good quality to have. Competency is how we rank people in the world that are around us. We believe that a person who is competent, right, is all these other beautiful things. We believe that because of their competence, they're a stand-up individual. They're honest. They're forthcoming. They're communicative. They're open-minded. Those are qualities of a competent person. They're not closed off, right? They're not avoidant. What are you avoiding? We're all avoiding something, But what are you avoiding? Think about it. Is it too big that you can't handle it? Because I don't believe that we can't handle things. I believe that with every mountain in front of us, we can get past it. Because life is full of peaks and valleys. It's not always going to be perfect. And for the most part, it's pretty fucked up. With every peak having a valley and every valley having a peak. You have to ride the wave, man. And not take it so seriously. So for anyone that thinks that you're napping too much, they're taking life too seriously. I bet that person doesn't like Taylor Swift too. I'm not too little of a man. I can't accept that T Swift has had a couple bangers. I'm rooting for her. Her and Kelsey, they're fucking beautiful. My mom can't stand that they screwed up the football game. She just can't stand it. She thinks she thinks that they are ruiners. But hey, we're all allowed to have our own interpretation of the world. And it's always amazing when you see somebody being honest. Like really themselves. That's the bedrock of the world we live in. Any great relationship is built on honesty. If I was making a joke right now, I'd say it's built on lies and fire and brimstone. But relationships are a funny thing. And the relationship that you have with yourself is one that I often consider exploring more than anything. I'm always curious, how can I do better? How can I do more? And I know that that's maybe not the best mindset to be in, but you have to have a life in balance. You don't want excess, right? You want to do more, but how do you not overdo it? How do you not go too far? How do you know your own limits, your own boundaries? Taking a nap midday is a firm boundary of mine. If I'm snoozing, don't call. I'm busy. I'm probably busy snoozing. I ain't got time for your shit. I'm napping, man. I'm trying to get to the moon. I'm on rocket ships. I'm flying through galaxies. I'm not thinking about priorities or life and balance. I'm thinking of things with no limits. And ever since I stopped smoking the reefer, boy, life has been really interesting. Get off the shit. Tucker Carlson says it all the time, and I love him for it. Get off the shit. If you're boozing, get off of it. God, never drink to feel good. Always drink to feel better. There are certain things in your life that are not conducive to your behavior. They make you a worse person. You have to believe that. You have to understand there's things that you do that make you a worse person. And you can implement all the new little things like a lot of people will be doing for the new year. But if you don't remove certain categories, boozing, smoking, dripping, toking, popping, gossip, drama, bullshit, you're not going to be able to take naps. I can tell you that. Because when you put your head down on your non-honest pillow, you're going to be thinking about how awful you are. But we're really not that awful. We're really not. I was seeing something this week about a Japanese proverb of some kind called the musogi, and it really got me. The basis of it for you is you have to do one life-changing thing every year. One life-changing thing. And you probably don't even know what you did this morning. You probably don't even know how you woke up. You probably don't even know how you got to work. You took the same route. You went to the same coffee spot. I got no gripes about it. Live your life, baby. Too many people are going to tell you how to live your life, myself included. But live your life. Live a life to your absolute limits, right? Live outside the bounds. Color outside the lines. Do what makes you feel good without regard for certain things. It's important to consider a lot of things, but don't get too ahead of yourself. Do one amazing thing a year. One thing that you'll never forget. That one thing could change your life forever. This podcast is that one thing for me. The No Name podcast. So many people, no name. What the hell is that about? I don't have a name, boy. I don't have to explain myself. I wanted to do what I wanted to do. I didn't want it to be perfect. I wanted it to start. I didn't want to keep thinking about how it could be the perfect name or the perfect branding or the perfect colors. Oh my God, the profile picture. What should I do with it? How do I get my new business idea off the ground? You know how you do that? You start. You start. You start. And when you fail, you start again. And when you fail, you're going to start again. Try again. Change something. Get back to it. Do it. Don't wait for an invitation to life, because one day you're going to open your eyes and you're going to go, holy shit, that was a long nap. How long have I been out for? Well, it's the year 2067, sir. What do you mean 2067? They must have those jets and mobiles by now. Those aren't here yet. But we do have Tesla, which isn't that far off. Do that one amazing thing this year that you think you can't do. Try it. Little baby steps. Every day. Hey, Squeaky. Do that thing. And be great at it. Do it 100%. Don't do it with 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You can't do that. You have to do things to be 100% committed to it. That's what's most important. Hey, come here. Give me this. You're not going to be squeaking while I'm trying to think straight. Let go. These dogs. I got them 1 million toys for Christmas, and they've destroyed every single one. Like, to a pulp. Come here. Drop it. This is what we're working with. Hi, Zebra. It's been rough out there. The little one keeps squeaking me. Do you have any snacks? Damn, dog. You look like you done been through something. You look like me about 14 minutes ago when I woke up from that nap. That was a good nap. I can't stop thinking about it. I looked in the mirror. I said, damn, Jedediah. Get it together. My hair went 45 different directions. Everywhere. This is so out of control right now. All of this is just not good. I have to hit up my barber guy after this. It just doesn't look very good. It doesn't feel great either. And usually, for a long time, I never really cared too much. I always look kind of like homeless and lost. I think it's a defense mechanism of some kind. Because if I look homeless and lost, maybe people will leave me alone. That's not the case. That's not the case. People think I'm their friend when I look homeless and lost. It's like unbecoming of us to just be left alone. But at the same time, I want community. So what's it going to be? The thing with me is I want it all for nothing. So if I could have it my way, you better believe I would. I absolutely would. Misogi. What an amazing thing. The Japanese knew what they were doing. I would love nothing more in this world to travel to Japan. Really. It's one of my dream destinations. And for so many years, I was always like, let me go to the Dominican, all inclusive. Let me get one more beer, you know. Uno más cerveza, por favor. Give it to me. Give it to me. El Presidente, whatever. Tequila. Give me the one with the worm. I want the worm. I want to see some shit. I want to see some shit. Dude, you see that fucking tequila with the worm, you better swallow that shit. You better have fun. Life is about having fun. Fiji. From the islands of Fiji, natural artesian water. A proud sponsor of not this podcast. Damn, that tastes good. That tastes good. Yeah, I was looking rough when I woke up from that nap. I looked like that one bear meme when it came out of hibernation, and it's just like crawling out of its cave and like looking at us just like not a good look. Luckily my mom got this beard brush for me. I was like, get the fuck down. What are you gonna do? Life isn't perfect. It's not meant to be perfect. It can't always be the way you want it to be. Sometimes it's just gotta be the way it is, and that's all there is to it. That's the beauty of what we do. It's the beauty of it all. I mean, what the hell is this? I'm getting work calls. Nobody can ever leave me alone. Give a guy a break, man. Come on, man. It's the new year. The inauguration's coming up. Are you excited? Nobody's excited. Who gets excited for an inauguration except like a redneck? Whatever. I guess people do. It's exciting, right? You're bringing in a new president. But there's been a lot of turbulence. There's been a lot of turbulence. There's been a lot of hearsay. There's been a lot of conspiracies. I've heard everything. I live in New Jersey, so we have those gravitational proportional systems, more commonly known as a UFO. I swore I wouldn't talk about this, but here we are. They're taking over the East Coast. They're popping out of the ground. They're popping out of the water. They're popping out of your ex-mom's house. They're popping out of schools. They're popping out of my ass. They're everywhere. People claim that they're here to take over as like a flex. As a flex. Well, I tell you, as an American, I only care about what's going on in my world. The news will rot your brain, and I love the news. I do. The news will rot your brain, though. And there's so much fear-provoking content in the world anymore. It's disgusting. It's really fucked up. I'm sounding very blue right now. But we got to take a stand, man. We have to say, you know what? This is our country. I'm going to keep living my life, not in fear. Because a life in fear is not a fun fucking life. And I watched a couple things on TikTok recently that I was like, oh my God. This is like terrifying. Who would want to watch this? It's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. But what are you going to do? You know, it's all around us. It's everywhere. It's pushed in our face and it's embedded into our lives. I don't know, man. I try not to be a part of it and be bothered by it. But, you know, like I have an older mom and a grandma and, you know, there's people I love that are a little bit older and you can't see the nuance. You know, when you get a little older, you become a little, you know, off your rocker. You don't see things for what they are. You see things for the way you think they are, filled with bias and just filling in the blanks. But you can't be like that. You have to be very objective. It's important. It's important that you always take an objective look on things. Unless they're things that involve your feelings and your relationships, those things are meant to have flex. You know, you accept what you think you deserve in this world. Whether you like to believe it or not, the world around you may be an awful one, but if that's what you accept, then that's where you live. I happen to live in a beautiful world, riddled with problems that I have no control over. But I feel there's so much opportunity to be a good person and a better person. And I feel there's so much opportunity to say, you know what? I don't have to shit where I eat. I'm not a stupid jerk. I don't have to shit where I eat. I don't have to fill the world I live in with crap. So every day you wake up with anxiety. I got coffee for that. You know? I like all my buddies. They do the zins. I see them doing it. I'm like, what's so great about the zins? Why are you zinning? What's the zen do for you? They're like, oh man, you put a little upper decky. I'm like, what? Upper decky? Is that like from like, I don't know, fucking Disney movie or something? I'm like, well, as soon as you put the zen in, you're just so fucking jacked up. I'm like, that I don't like. I don't like that. I like to be in the now, and I don't like things. I've learned as I've gotten older to accept I'm not the person I always was. You know, I enjoyed drinking. I enjoyed smoking. I enjoyed, you know, recreational use of whatever the fuck I got into. You know, and it took me places. wherever. It took me places, and you learn, and you're like, all right, I don't like that no more. When you get older, you don't want to do things that speed up time. You don't want to do things that speed up your time because you really have such little time that, and a lot of people don't give a fuck. They're like, I'm gonna live in the now, brother. Fuck time. Time doesn't exist. I'm like, hey man, more power to you. I'm gonna live here where time exists and it's relative to the world around me. And you should too if you'd like to be a part of the world, or you can continue doing whatever it is that you do. Jeremy Piven said of I don't remember his exact name for the fictional character of Entourage. I think it's Audrey Gold. Or Ari Gold is his character in Entourage. And he was asked during a basketball game, and I blogged about this pretty heavily this week. He said, what would you do if you were Ari Gold right now to fire up your team? And he said, you have a finite amount of time on this planet. You can either be viciously mediocre or you can get the fuck after it. That boom. That got me, baby. I was like, viciously mediocre. It's so true. You have such little time here that you have to make the most out of it. So much of the last several months of my life has just been about how do I make better choices? How do I just make more sound choices so that I can just be a better person and be a part of the process a little bit more and enjoy it? What do I need to do to enjoy more of what I have? Because I have so much in front of me. I have so much to be thankful for. We all do. Even when you have nothing, there's something there. Something is always there. And when you have nothing, it's a great platform to build off of. I'll never forget that lesson by Rick Rigsby. He gave a commencement speech one year. And every several months, I'll play that commencement speech. It's about 26 minutes long. I'm sort of a super freak with it. And he says, failure is a great foundation to build off of, to come off the canvas. The person who is willing to rise from the ashes, the person that is willing to pick themselves up when they're at their absolute lowest and they feel lost and confused and fucking annoyed and grumpy. That person, those people are the people I want to be involved with. I want those people in my life. Those are the people that ride. I'm not just talking like motorcycles. I'm talking those people are willing to see it through to the fucking end. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The people I love and the people I trust the most, I can probably count on one hand. And they're willing to see it through to the very end with me. And I feel so full of love because of that. I think it much more than I say it, which is why I think it's important that sometimes you do things that are maybe a little off tilt. I don't usually call people and ask them how they're doing, but I was thinking about Will. Will's been one of my best friends for so many years. Do the same thing with Jesse. I love Jesse. I sent Jesse a little edible arrangements for Christmas. I was very jealous. First of all, edible arrangements. You people are scammers. Thieves in the night. I felt like you just came and took my wallet while I wasn't looking. You have the most delicious options on your website. I'm not kidding. Chocolate-covered snowmen that are actually pineapple. That's not even fair. For $90, I'll take 6. Can I throw in a teddy bear? I like people to know that I'm thinking about them. And I always am. I constantly think about the people I love. Family goes without saying, but, family can be bastards. Family can be bastards, contrary to popular belief. Hot take. Your family could be the fucking reason you're all jacked up. But again, your life is full of choices. You could either choose to take a nap, kick your feet up when shit's going south, or you can get after it. You can get after it. You can get after anything you want in this world. I believe you can manifest a world that you want, no matter what. If you can see it and visualize it and think about it. Right before I fall asleep, I always think about exactly everything working the way I want it to. It's always something that gives me a lot of comfort. I think of what happens when I get my dream car and my dream house. And I have kids, little fuckers running around. Don't judge me. You can't judge me. I hear what people say about their kids. I hear about it. I meet people's kids and I'm like, they're like 10-year-old or whatever. I'm like, oh, hey, little Johnny, how's school? How you been? I get like small. Hey, I want to get to the kid's level. I'm not an idiot. I know how to make an impression on a person so they trust me. It's a great skill to have. It's a great skill to shut your mouth and earn the trust through impressions on people. We read social cues left and right 1,000 times a second. It happens like rapid fire. And kids are the best at it. Those little fuckers can see anything. It's just like dogs. If I bring someone over and my dog doesn't like them, you need to leave. Sorry. You can't be here. Dogs don't like you. It's not personal. Just get the fuck out. Kids are the same way. They see it. You bring that friend or that person, acquaintance around, and then all of a sudden the kid's like, out. Hit the road, Jack. Don't let the door hit you on your way out. Hate to see you go. Love to watch you leave. Don't care. Never talking to you again. And then I hear the parents are like, hey, Johnny, get your fucking ass over here. And I'm like, oh my God. How could you say that to your kids? I'm so awkward. I can't help it, man. I am who I am. You have to own who you are. And I know who I am. Kids are great. I love kids. I love the fact that I don't have any kids. That's the best part about having no kids. I have my nephew, Klaus. Love him to death. Kid's great. But, I don't have to deal with him for too long. The dogs are the same way. I love them to death. But some days, usually when I'm napping, when I was about 13, in my sleep, it was either one of two things. George Lopez in the background. Boom, boom, boom. Live it all right out. A little bit. You know that song. That song, like ice picks in my brain. Or you hear it in the background from afar. You're like fucking upside down in a bag of chips. You're like 12 or 13 years old. In the arms of an angel. Hi, I'm Sarah McLachlan, and for just $1 a day, you could save the life of this little dog. And it shows you the most horrific pictures. That's the shit I'm talking about. It pulls on your heartstrings. I don't like it. Some days, though, I want to call up Sarah and say, I got 2 for you. Come and get them. Bark with me if you're my dog. Bark, bark. Get out of here. Bring them back in like 2 hours. That's all I need, man. I'm not a picky bitch. I just need a couple minutes to myself. That's what happens when you get older. You need you time. Right? I think that's one of the biggest upsides to living alone. When I come home from work, I don't have to entertain. I don't have a wife or girlfriend like, hey, honey, how was your day? I can just come inside and be like, fuck. I totally suck today. Or I fucking rock today. I'm heavy on words of affirmation. You have to be careful of what you feed yourself. Really. You have to be very careful. Tell yourself nice things. Hype yourself up. I am my biggest cheerleader, which is why I can basically survive on my own in such a polarizing world. You have to be able to say nice things to yourself, even if you don't believe them. Yeah, I don't know. I don't make the rules, okay? I just figured out this is what works. I'm like, okay, today sucked. I'm like, that's okay. That's okay. I'm only having a mental breakdown, but I'll be okay. I'll try again tomorrow. That's all you can do is try your absolute best. And if people see you for who you are, Godspeed. But hopefully people don't see you for who you could be. That's why it's so important that this time of year, you find your discipline and your misogi. Find that one thing. That one thing that keeps you going. That one thing that will change your absolute life this year. Find your misogi and get after it. You don't want to be viciously mediocre. You don't want people to think you're viciously mediocre too. Oh, you don't care what people think of you? Yeah, okay. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Everybody cares. You care about what people think of you, and it's okay to. It's not too trifle to care about what people think of you. It's cool, man. It's coming back around. I don't believe in trends, man. I believe in things that stick around, that can withstand the test of time, and to know who you are and pursue who you are and care about the world around you and have some wherewithal is not too out of style. Nope. Unless you live on the West Coast. Then you're just full of shit. Sorry. I live on the East Coast. I deal with New York and New Jersey. I don't know. These people are just like all jacked up, which is great because it's really at the forefront. There's nothing to hide from. We all have baggage. We all do. It's okay. But it's important that you try to be a little bit better than you were the day before. I think it's important that you don't compare yourself to others. Social media will have you comparing yourself to people that have totally different circumstances to you. Totally different set of circumstances. And it's easy to pick up your phone and you don't even know you do it. I always see it with the cars. I'm like, God damn, that's a nice car. I wish I had one. I have a beautiful truck. I just bought a new truck. I should feel fucking overjoyed. Meanwhile, I'm like, I could have that Aventador Lamborghini. That could be mine. That could be mine. Before you know it, you're bitching and complaining. That's okay. But compare yourself to the person that you were yesterday. And if you are just marginally better than you were yesterday, then you are in the best place you could ever be in your life. That's a good place. That's where you want to be, baby. That's flow state. Get into that flow state where you just fucking appreciate how hard you're working. You just love that you're trying. You are giving it your all, and you are patting yourself on the back, and you should. Have your flowers. Have your cake. Have it. Take your naps. Do it. Don't compare yourself to this world because everything is all smoke and mirrors. It's all... Starting to sound like a conspiracy theorist. Those are my favorite people. Everybody knows one person like this. You can like go out to lunch with a friend and they'll like show you some shit on their phone and it'll be like some crazy shit, like out of this world, like talking heads, UFOs, fucking, you know, grass is greener on the other side type shit. And they always start with the same fucking sentence. Let me frame it for you here. Follow me. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but, pause, stop right there. Anytime somebody says but like that, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but, and then they proceed to tell you what they're really thinking. But basically means this is what I'm talking about, but forget that and let me tell you how I really fucking feel. Corporate America told me that. Yep, I learned that one along the way. One of my many tricks to the trade. But means let me tell you how I really feel now. And then they go into this rabbit hole of conspiracy theories. No. X marks the spot, bro. I'm not digging wherever the hell you are. You got issues. You got issues. I'm not scratching that itch with you. You're going down that rabbit hole on your own. I got enough problems. I got rent. Rent's due. Rent's fucking due, bro. Rent is due. Okay? I need groceries. Right? I'm not sure if I'll have a job tomorrow. Right? Everything's so cutthroat. It's so in your face. Keep your conspiracy theories to yourself. Okay? Okay? I got some really good friends that tell me some wild shit. I love them for it. I don't believe that shit, but I love them for it. I'm like, hey, man, I got your back. I think it's crazy. I wouldn't say I'm a believer, right? I wouldn't donate to your campaign, but, I'll be in the background when shit goes south. I'll catch you when you're falling flat on your face. Fail forward. Not a bad thing. Fail forward. I use that one a lot throughout the years, mostly at work. I come from a long line of sales and marketing and hospitality. A lot of years I've been in this industry. I even spent some time working in Manhattan, Rockefeller Center, Port Authority, some of the busiest places for retail in the world. And you have to learn how to motivate people, which is not an easy task. Everybody's motivated by something different. Everybody. And you learn how to let people fail. We're so busy trying to save people. We want to save everybody, myself included. We want to save people. It's the same reason I make excuses for people. Well, they could be a good guy. They could be a good person, but they're not. You have to see the writing on the wall. You have to see what is actually happening for what it is, not what it could be or the potential that it has. We've all made this fatal flaw. And I started telling my team members one day, I said, you know what? Fail forward. It was something I picked up from, I can't say who because I don't want to oust him, but he was a great leader in sales and he still works in his position. He's one of the best. He's ruthless. He's got this undying need to win, which I fucking support. I'm a winner, baby. Blueberries. I asked Driscoll. Woo! Oh, that was bitter. I asked Driscoll Blueberries, hey, you guys should sponsor me sometime. They laughed at me. I'm not even kidding. They laughed at me in their DMs. Well, Driscoll, I still love you. I still love your fucking blueberries. And so do the dogs. But you should sponsor a podcast. I won't laugh at you because I'm fucking human. That's all right. One day, I'll be minding my own business. And in a faraway land, Driscoll, hey, we found this new podcaster. He's pretty badass. It's going to be one of the biggest ones in the world. We should probably pick him up while we have a chance. Then, Driscoll, you will eat your words. God, I hope they're as good as your fucking blueberries. Because these are delish. Absolutely delish. Love them. If you missed my last episode, I talk about the importance of snacks. Always be snacking. Always. Snacking is a useful tool to living a happy, healthy life. I've got a bucket of blueberries on my lap. Like, dude, this thing's like the size of my head. I think you should always have snacks on deck. Oh, yeah. I like to share my snacks, too. Some people are awful. They're like, nah, man, I'm not going to share that with you. I'm like, come on, dude. Let me get some of those. I'm not a bad guy. I'm just hungry, just like you. Please. Can I get a blueberry, please? They make you beg for it. I hate when people make me do that. They're like, let me watch them squirm. How bad do you want the blueberries, pal? Please, let me get a blueberry, sir. My stutter's almost too real. I'm very sorry. I got issues. I do. We all do. Ain't nothing wrong with issues. That's why I think you need to have snacks. I've been working on some new recipes recently. Don't even get me started about the fucking chicken pot pie I made. I bought a cast iron dish, the biggest one I could find. It's about the size of my ass. And I took all my leftovers from Thanksgiving and made I don't know what you call that, the fill for the chicken pot pie. I put that into the cast iron dish. Oh, I ate that shit all week. I cut it up like a pizza pie. I was like, pizza pie, pizza pie. Get in my belly. I was starting to think of that System of a Down song. I think it's System of a Down. Pizza. So angry. But it was delicious. I put everything together. You got to get crafty when you live on your own. It's not easy to survive. Okay? It really isn't. And if I have ever succumbed to the negative shit around me, I wouldn't be able to do this. I have to do little things that keep me going. Just like your misogi, that one big thing that'll change your life. Find those little things peppered throughout your days. Maybe you don't know how you woke up this morning, but you're going to remember that little thing you did today that made you feel just a little bit better. That Popeye was one of those things, and it felt good for many days, consecutive days, one followed by the motherfucking next. Oh, so good. So good. This is the part of the podcast where we talk about the upcoming week. And since the podcast is still so new, we can kind of just make the rules. Anything goes here. That's what I want it to be. Anything goes. Anything goes. I'm a comic. I write comedy. I perform jokes. If you're not willing to color outside the lines and make jokes, it's going to be hard to be a comic. It's going to be hard to perform. You're going to die. You're going to die in a club, in a back alley somewhere in New York City trying to make it. A lot of people have come along with great ideas and they have failed. They have. And so you have to be willing to talk about the things that are on your mind and the things that are around you, because it's going to inherently make you feel better by getting it off your chest. That's a big thing in my family. Just give it away. Give it away, you know? Give it away now. I'm like, I have all these useless tunes in my head. I think it does something for my like ADHD. It's like soothing. It's probably like similar to like biting on my fingernails. Do you bite on your fingernails? That shit is disgusting. I'm just saying. Eating your cubicles. Stop that. That could be your misogi. You could stop biting your fingernails. And then you can just let the anxiety course through your body while you sit there trying to make it go away. I've been thinking of some new recipes. I'm mostly interested in the egg bite recipe Starbucks has got going on. Oh yeah, Starbucks. You got those egg bites and we want them. We do. The Gruyere bacon bites. Oh, chef's kiss. Mm-hmm. I'm going to make my own tonight. I'm excited. Very excited. Very simple, too. Eggs, green onions, which if you didn't know, green onions are also known as scallions. Hello. Scallions? Hey, can you pick me up some scallions at the store? What the fuck is that? Green onions. Yeah. Go figure. Got me, too. Got me, too. You get some peppers, you put a little bacon bites, a little spinach, pop those bad boys in the oven, 375 for like 10 minutes. Boom, baby. You got snacks for the week. Thank me later. Look it up. It's so goddamn easy. I'm all about it. I'm all about efficiency. I like things to be efficient because time is so fine and there's so little of it. Which is why at this part of the podcast, you need to think about your upcoming week. And so do I. But by talking to you about your week, it makes me think about mine. You need to get prepared. You need to get your head in the game. You've been sitting around potatoing, and that's okay. That's okay. But it's time to get the ball rolling. All right? Grab the bull by the horns. It's that time. Make sure you text all your friends. I miss you. I love you. Don't keep yourself in solitude for too long. That message is, I cast a wide net with that message. I love being alone. Don't stay in solitude. There's people that need you, and it's important that you're present in their life. Let them know you're thinking about them. Always. Hey, I know it's going to be a busy week. Just wanting you to know I'm thinking about you. right? It takes 2 seconds. People are, oh, I didn't have time. No, fuck you, you didn't have time. You didn't make it a priority. You didn't make it a priority. You have plenty of time. You have as much time as I have. You need to make the things in your life a priority. So get your head in the game because you got a big week coming up. And we can't have no half-ass in it. There's no time for pussyfooting. Excuse my French. You have to get your head in the game. Get excited about something. Go to the gym. Run on the treadmill. Run from your problems. Chase your new fucking life. Manifest. Visualize who you want to be and become that person because you can. It's possible. That's the most amazing thing in life. You can be anything you want to be. And I hope you become exactly who you want to be. Don't make excuses. Don't. The same way you make excuses to protect people, that's okay. If that's who you are. But don't do it to yourself. Find your discipline because you owe it to yourself to see it through. And you're not going to see it through unless you're disciplined about it. Stop shitting where you eat, right? All right? You want to win the lottery? Buy a scratch off. It pays to play, and if you want to win, you have to play. Everybody's complaining they can't get it. They can't figure it out. They can't go on. They can't do this. They can't do that. But what about everything you can do today, tomorrow, the next day? What are all the things you can do? How do you want to do them? How amazing can it be? How beautiful could it turn out? What if it goes exactly your way? I hope it does. I hope it goes your way this week. I hope it does because I'm sure you have a lot of things going on in your life and you deserve a big win. But big wins are compounded. They take time. They take time. Find your patience. Find your patience and lock in. Your win is on the way. Believe me. Your win is coming. It could be here already. Lock in and get after it. Don't let all the fear-provoking shit around you slow you down. Get after it. Don't let this upcoming inauguration slow you down. Politics plague everybody. Fuck that, man. It's another presidential race. We'll have many more of them. I'm not chalking it up like I don't care. It's just I care more about my fucking sanity than what's going on Fox or CNN. Lock in. Find your groove. Get into your flow state. We're not thinking. You're just doing. Make a list. Make a list. I like lists. Lists are great. I write shit down. I'm like, okay, how am I going to do this? Earlier today, I was standing in my kitchen. I got a huge whiteboard in my kitchen. Huge. The biggest whiteboard I could buy. It allows me to think big, which is why I got that whiteboard. I wanted to think big. So I have big, broad ideas that I like to break down and reverse engineer and analyze. I was standing there, man. I was making a list. I was making my grocery list. What do I need at the store? The 5 Ps are very helpful. Proper planning prevents poor performance. Come up with a plan and execute it. Lock in. Your week is going to be a big one. I can feel it. I love you guys, man. Thank you for listening to me ramble, and thank you for being a part of the No Name Podcast. We are just getting started. We are just getting started. I have so many things I want to tell you. It's going to be such an exciting ride. And I like thinking about it frequently. Really. I like to overthink it because I like to think about the things that give me joy. And this, talking, entertaining, being a little kooky and, not right. It's my outlet. It's how I lock in. This gets my head right for the week. And I hope it helps you too. Thank you for being here. That's a wrap. Have a nice week.